In this video, I'm going to show you 7 of the best rawhide farms in New World. Now, I'm not actually going to rank them, but for me, the first one is probably the best one, but the rest of them, hopefully you'll be able to find one without competition. So let me show you. If you want to help me grow the channel, becoming a YouTube member is truly the best way. If you want to catch me live, then over on Twitch is also a very good way of helping me out. I stream very inconsistently though, so do be warned. Okay, so we're just approaching the first location, and it's in Cutlass Keys, and it's in the literally southwest of the map, not quite at the Unbound Island, just here. Now you can see there's quite a lot of wolves, and the good thing about this bit is effectively it's an infinite spawn, so you can literally keep killing them and keep skinning them all the time. Now people have done this better than I have. I think Fivehead really showed it off, and he had like, I think he said you could get 25,000 rawhide here, right? Which, if I'm honest, sounds legitimate. There's so much spawning going on here, and so many animals that you can just kill, that I actually truly believe that 25k is probably the right amount. Now, the main problem here is highlighted by this person. This spawn is so good, you're almost inevitably going to get people, right? Which is unfortunate, but it makes sense because it's probably the best place. The core point is though, here in Cutlass Keys, you do like a little loop like this and you'll get a lot of rawhide because the spawns are so quick. And the thing is, it might not be that populated because the nearest place that you can teleport to is here, and that's quite a long run, right, to come down here. So it's not like an easy place to check, so there's a chance it might be empty. That little island, undeniably a fantastic place to farm rawhide, but you may not get it solo. It's quite likely to be contested because I think it is the best. The rest of them though, you may not find are contested, so let's show you them. So the next 4 places are all going to be in Cutlass Keys, but don't worry, I have some places that aren't. But while we're here, let's show you them. So the next location is in Cutlass Keys, as I just said, and basically it's going to be here, the Rusty Spoon camp. You can basically do like a circle of all of these camps and you'll find the little doggies, right? And the doggies give good rawhide, so we're going to count this as spot number 2. Just to show you what I mean, there's doggies like this. You can, you can bowl them down, or you can just walk over to and kill them, whatever you please. There's quite a lot in quite a few little camps. See, there's 2 doggies over there that I can just very easily go kill, or I could shoot if I wanted to. So yeah, just doing the camps around here are quite good. There's quite a lot of dogs. You can just run over to them, either bowl them down or just melee them down, whatever you want, right? They give quite a decent amount of rawhide per doggy, and of course are pretty damn easy to kill. They're easy to kill, they're in the little camps. You'll get quite a decent amount of rawhide just running around in circles here at these camps. Nothing fancy, nothing too amazing, but very rarely contested because it's such a big area and you've got to run around. But I actually think it's quite a decent spot. Without further ado, let's move into spot number 3 in Cutlass Keys, and it's not very far away from where we just were. And it is, of course, Fort Ramos. As ever, what you want to also make sure you're doing, if it's worth it to you, is to pick up any kind of interesting materials that you find along the way. But Fort Ramos is also in Cutlass Keys. It's just a little bit southwest of the teleporter. Like the rest, it's sort of like you could try here, then you could try here, then you could try there. But the key thing about this place is that there are these doggies again, but there's actually quite a batch of them inside. Now, this is quite a well-known area here. We already have somebody contesting this, which is completely fine. It, it makes sense. I'm on one of the busiest servers. I'm not on at peak time today. I'm actually off work today, so I'm in the daytime. But still, there's actually 2 or even 3 people here, which is a little bit unfortunate. But I'll show you the spawn anyway, because basically you want to come inside, and generally there will be like 4 or 5 dogs in here that you can just AoE down very easily, and they spawn quite quickly. Then you will come out of here. There's generally, I think, a dog that spawns here and a dog that spawns here, and there's one over there as well, which I will just pull to me so I don't actually kill it offhand straight away. And you will be able to get a decent amount of rawhide if you're the only person here. Now, it might be that the people that were here are going to leave, or maybe they'll stick around. There's some doggies around as well. Like if you go up here, I think there's 2 more over here, and I think there's a couple down the road here as well. So if you're completely, you're bored waiting around for the respawn like I currently am, then just make sure you go and kill these other dogs. I'm just waiting here I want to show you this spawn, right? So they are starting to spawn here. There's 1, there's 2 over here. There's like 3 or 4. This guy's going to steal them. I'm not really bothered about it, but they are spawning here, and this is where I think there's 4 or 5, but it's going to be difficult to show you. Here's another one, so that's 3. Is that guy going to kill it, or is he going to just leave it for me? This is dog number 3. There was only 3 inside. I was pretty convinced it was 4, but I'm going to go get this gleamite and then we'll talk about the next point. It's a good spot though. I can't let this gleamite go to waste. Somebody's going to get it. It might as well be me, right? Okay, the next place is actually a little bit of a bonus area. I'm not actually going to run over and show you, but if all else fails, this generally is quite an empty area, so I will show you just in case. And that is still in Cutlass Keys, but basically right down here at the bottom of Cutlass Keys, generally in this area, there's a bit of rawhide that you can get. It's not the most amazing farm, but but there's quite a bit of like fiber and stuff like that as well. There's actually stair metal in the stone skull fort as well, and I think there's some weird wood from memory. It's not like the most amazing best of places, but it's actually quite decent if that's something you want to go out and check out. We've still got 2 more Cutlass Keys areas to go, and this one is also a bit of a classic. Now this one is in Cutlass Keys again, up here by the fort. There's 2 little loops you want to do. You sort of want to do a loop here and a loop up north, and you're basically killing everything, right? You're killing boars, you're killing cats, whatever's near you, you kill them. There'll probably not be much competition in this area. It's not like the best, but again, it's one of those areas where you'll get a decent amount of rawhide if you just come here and farm for a couple of hours, right? As I said, here there's a little leopard and there's boars and there's all kinds of stuff. Look, there's quite a lot of mobs basically that you can very easily just come absolutely annihilate, get the rawhide, move on with your life. Again, it all comes from this one teleporter, but it's actually like super strong down here. Cutlass Keys really is the rawhide capital of New World. Okay, moving on to the last spot in Cutlass Keys, then we'll finally leave this zone, which may be a good thing or a bad thing depending on your point of view. Okay, so the last spot in Cutlass Keys is the alligators. This alligator is probably going to chop me alive if I'm not careful. Now you can generally find them in a couple of areas. One is like the one I'm going to show you is here on the salty marshes, but they are also along the coast, specifically around here as well. Generally they give a decent amount of rawhide. They are elites, so you're probably going to want to be a high level if you want to do them quickly, but for the one on the marsh, it's about finding a good spot and then pulling them towards you, right? So if you want to be efficient, you sort of want to be popping them, like trying to bring as many of them to you as you can before... Oh, there's somebody already here. He's actually looks like he's doing the quest, so I'll just kill these 3 just for now. But yeah, you want to be finding an area where you're going to be able to pull them and pull them all sort of quickly and closely to you. In that case, you can find them. So this guy may be questing, or he may actually be leveling up as well, but whatever, he's killing them as well, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think this place is probably less likely to be contested because it's also quite big. There is also some oil here if that's something you need or you want to collect and sell, obviously, but it's just a case of find an area, shoot all of them and bring them to you, kill them all in a bunch, move to the next spot, right? Weirdly, I'd put this as probably one of the most difficult places to master, because what you're trying to do is get big pulls, and if you can't get the big pulls like I'm sort of struggling with today, then your efficiency really drops through the floor. So there is a bit of a risk with this spot that it's actually quite hard to get the big pulls. It's generally easy to get 3, I would say, but ideally you'd want like maybe 4 or 5, right? Here I'm going to get 4, I think, if I can shoot this bloody alligator before it knocks me over. But that's fine. So I got 4 here. There may be a 5th if I could find it. If I could find it, I'm just going to kill these 4. So it can be quite difficult, this spot, to be super efficient. You're generally going to have to learn the best spots and learn where they spawn and learn the best places to pull them. The rest of them are all pretty easy. Even like somebody with half a brain can go and do it, and that's good for me because I have the half a brain. It's a good spot, but requires too much knowledge for my liking and too much thinking. Okay, let's finally move out of Cutlass Keys, and the next place I'm going to show you is in Weaver's Fen. And really part of the trick with this one is actually just leaving Weaver's Fen. It's such a maze, but this one's pretty simple, right? It's literally as you leave Weaver's Fen, you head north, and you can basically do like a loop. So the loop you'd probably want to do would be like something around here, right? Up to this road. I wouldn't really go beyond north of that. You don't really get any much value for doing that, but there's boars at the top here, and there's boars and alligators and stuff like that here. So just sort of want to do a half loop and then come back on yourself, and you'll get decent gold. So let me show you. See, there's one boar here, and I've literally just left the town, right? Of course you can get stuff like wire fiber if you see it. There's another boar here. It's a little bit tricky to see in the fog, but pretty easy to do that. Oh, I did not mean to do that, but I was trying to change to my greatsword. I don't know why I'm struggling to do that, but yeah, pretty easy spot to find. It's quite a big spot, and because of the size of the area, you can probably get away with 2 or 3 people being here. I often found when I was running this that I would see bots. This is the place where I've seen the most amount of bots. I'm not sure why. Maybe they think they're not going to be seen by anybody, but yeah, there's boars down here. There's boars up here, and now let me just show you that there are alligators as well. So yeah, just in about this area of the map, there's a couple of alligators as well. I've just lost him. There he is. Well, he's just called a gator, right? But you can also get the boars at the same time if there are any nearby, and just sort of group them up and kill them down. You'll get quite a lot of enemies here. It's quite a decent spot. I think this is one of those spots where generally I don't think you'll actually find many people, but just in my experience on the server I was on, I found bots, which isn't necessarily always going to be the case. It is quite a big area though. You can come up here and find boars as well, and it's just quite one of those spots where like it's going to be consistent. It might not be amazing, but you will have relative consistency, and that's quite good. Sometimes if you're taking all your potions and stuff like that, that's all you really need. I can't necessarily really explain it, but I really like the Weaver's Fen run. I just find it sort of soothing and chill. You're running about all over the map. Just generally a fun area to be in, I think. The next one might be even more chill because there's not much to do half the time. We're heading to Brightwood. So this place is in Brightwood. It's to the east of Brightwood. There's not really a super close teleport like to get to, but we are going to Grey Vale's Grotto. And if you're familiar with the thick hide place in Great Cleave, it's sort of similar to that, except I don't think the spawn is affected by your location in any way, shape or form. Unfortunately, it looks like somebody has already cleared this out. I will wait a bit and show you what it's like, but the main problem here is if there is somebody, this place is absolutely diabolical, right? However, if there's not, it's a very good AFK place. You can get this star metal, you can take this easily if you've not got it like I haven't. There is some weird wood down here, but the problem with that is if you get down, I'm not 100% sure if you can get back up, but I haven't tried that. There is some weird wood over there as well, so if you are being a bit more active than what I'm going to be, then, you know, you can actually get some stuff. But yeah, basically it's a cave that has birds in it, and they've already spawned. They spawn generally, I think, every like 4 minutes, and they're pretty damn easy to kill. So let's just do it, and I'll show you the rawhide as we kill them. But it's quite a good AFK place because you can just wait for them to farm. Obviously, as I said, if somebody else is here, it's really, really, really bad, like the worst spot, because there's some big birds nearby as well if you want to kill them. There's also some silk over there, so it's actually quite a good area if you're going to stand around and maybe collect all of the other stuff. Maybe you're going to go for the weirwood, maybe you're going to go for the star metal, then you're going to pop back into the cave and get the cubs, which sounds bad because we're going cub killing, but you know, it's a game, so don't hate. So for this location here with the birds, it's worth pointing out that 4 of the birds spawn really quite quickly, but the other 2 don't. So this bird on the left doesn't spawn particularly quickly for whatever reason, and obviously the Grey Vale bird himself also doesn't. But when they're all up, it's going to be quite a lot of rawhide by just killing them, right? I'm just going to pull them all here, make sure I just block, and then I'll just do one of my abilities, and we'll absolutely destroy all of the birds. We'll go proper killing these birds, right? And then as you can imagine, you will get a lot of rawhide. For some reason, the little birds seem to spawn quicker. I don't know why that is. Maybe I'm just bugged or whatever, but that is just what I happen to be finding. But you can wait for them all, or you can kill the little birds on their own, right? It's completely up to you. And as I said, I didn't necessarily rank them, but I think spot number 1 in the very southwest of Cutlass Keys is probably the best if you're solo. And the last one I've just shown you in Brightwood, probably the worst, but it does have some benefits in the fact that you can AFK there. What I definitely would recommend is that you maximize your gathering. Make sure you've got the right attributes, make sure you've got yield on your tools and so on and so forth. I'll actually link you a video where I talk about everything you need to gather properly, because that just explains it better than I can in like 20 seconds, right? So go ahead and check that out. I'll try and leave a link on the screen at the end actually. And as I said at the start, if you want to help me grow the channel and support the channel, becoming a YouTube member is the best way. Otherwise, consider giving me a little bit of a sneaky follow on Twitch. I stream so erratically that I wouldn't even care to tell you when. But what you should definitely do is have a most beautiful day, like and subscribe. Goodbye.